So Sunlust map 29. Very famous. We need to not have star tan. I don't allow star tan in this house. Anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and recreate it myself instead of showing you the map, because I think it will give you an appreciation for the process, because it's quite a thing. So first of all, we're gonna make a square here. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna copy and paste it. These are the squares. I'm gonna have them all the way around Doom Guy here, and these are the ones that are gonna be raising and lowering. So we're gonna have to keep copy pasting. And we're gonna go all the way around. Oh, and I've synchronized things, so Doom Guy came with me. Go ahead and delete one of them, so we don't have that problem. Alright, and yeah, synchronized things is just right up here. If you want things to move along with you with the sector or whatever. But anyways, so this setup, they start joining sectors, for example, these two, and then they hit J, and then you'll see it go all the way around in a cool way, but I'm going to save that for later so we can do it all in one step. Now the next step is to make control sectors. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, well, this is a good reason to just go ahead and join them, I guess. But yeah, I'd like to give you an appreciation for what it took really to create a setup like this. Oops, I joined something I didn't want to. And the thing about joining sectors is the first sector that you click like sector 1. If you click sector 2 and you hit join, sector 2 will take all of the properties of sector 1, so keep that in mind. But anyways, moving on here, we've got all of these sectors. I'm going to go ahead and select them in the order that I want them to be raising and lowering. So we've got 14 of them, and I'm going to use this magical button, the tag range, so that'll tag them, tags 1 through 14 all around here. And then I need to create control sectors. So for these, you'll see the purpose behind it soon. It's we're going to have all of these attached to a wall that's going to dictate how high to raise these floors. So we've got these 16 sectors, and now it's fun time. We've got to join them. Oh, I guess I didn't need 16, I need 14, but whatever. We're going to join them like this, joining them to the outside. So I think Sunlust has even more sectors than this. So this goes to show you. 9, 10, 11. Right, and I can just go ahead and delete these two. So these are all joined, and we got this nice setup going around, and I'm going to make a big sector that spans all the way across. And let's say I want these floors to raise up to a height of 64. I'm going to take this ceiling, and I'm going to make the ceiling height 64. And you'll see why we're doing that in just a minute here. Now we need 2 voodoo doll closets. So I go ahead and make closet here, add our Doom Guy. Then I'm also going to add a teleport destination. You'll see why, because it needs to be repeatable. He needs to keep going back and forth through this closet. So go ahead and add a destination now. Still have that thing selected. Another thing I do is, so now for the closet, I need to make it scroll. So I go to vertices mode, and I right click here to kind of split this line depth, and I want to make this kind of shorter, because I don't want the whole line depth to be, I don't want that entire line to be the scrolling, because longer lines mean faster scrolling. I want to kind of control that a little bit. So I give it action 253 to scroll the floors. I give it tag 15. So that means it's going to scroll tag 15. And I want to make the voodoo closet all tag 15. Next up, I'm going to create a line. And this line is going to have an action, and I like to go to the dialog box and go to generalized actions, floor, trigger, walkover, repeatable, because you want it to happen over and over, right? Speed, I just go turbo, why not? Model, trigger, these, you can play around with these if you want, but the important things is that you have direction up, and the target is going to be lowest adjacent ceiling. Change none, talk about that in a different video. And that's going to be your action. And I'm going to give this tag 1. Now we have our action set up to raise that floor up to 16 units, or up to 64 units. So let's check it out. And you spawn yourself in a voodoo closet. I'm leaving that in. You got to make sure that the last Doom guy you place is the one that's going to start the map. But sure enough, we raised it up, and David didn't texture them because, good job, David. Let's go ahead and just highlight them all. Click on the lines, and these are all lowers, so you can make the lower like on both sides. I'm just gonna give them both these textures. So anyway, should be able to see it well now, and there it is. That's how high they're gonna raise up. Now I need to take this line, and I'm just gonna copy paste it over 14 times 8, and it should be 14. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these, and I'm gonna give tag range and put 1, so it starts incrementing by 1, and you get 14. And then the last thing to do is have one more line that's going to, remember we put that teleport destination here, one more line that's going to do action 97. It's going to teleport Doom Guy to a destination in tag 15 here. So that means he'll just keep going over and over, raising this up. But for Sunlust map 29 situation, we need to lower them back down after. So that means I need to take this closet, and it's a good time to have synchronized things so you can bring Doom Guy and the destination with you. So let's go ahead and make that second closet, and I'm going to actually shut off synchronized things, and you'll see why. I want to select all of these lines here, and I'm going to lower them. Now the reason for this, you want this to take a little while. You want this to be delayed, because if Doom Guy if they had them all here, then it would just raise and lower instantly, and it wouldn't really do anything for the fight. But for the second closet, you want to just have them a little bit delayed. Next thing is you're going to take the teleporter, the teleport line, the scroll line, and you're going to give those a new tag. They're going to have their own tag, so tag 16, and then give the voodoo doll sector that same tag, tag 16. This is so, because if you have this teleporter with the same tag as this teleporter, you're going to go and telefrag the other voodoo doll, and that's not what we want here. So that's why they need to be separated with separate tags here. And so now we got to do the action. Oops. So we got to do the action here for these lines. So after it raises up, we can go and do generalized again. The only difference is the direction is going to be down, and it's going to be lowest adjacent floor. So it's just going to bring those things back to the floor. So do it like that, and should be tagged all the same way. And one final thing, the destination needs to be here, because after you get the fight started, they're going to be raising and lowering in a pattern. It only needs to be delayed that initial time, and then after that you can have the raising and lowering happening at the same time. So you'll put the destination here, and with the teleporters and their destination, Doom Guy is going to walk here, he's going to teleport up, and he's just going to do this over and over, and that's what we want for the fight. Now, one thing is you're going to have to play around with how fast the scroller is. You're going to have to play around with how delayed this part is, because it depends on the size of these sectors and how fast you want it to move around and for your fight. So that makes it a little tough, but either way, let's go ahead, delete this guy, put him back, and should work. See, it's doing it, but you just barely have an opening throughout the whole thing. So what that tells me is I probably need to delay that second voodoo doll a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take all of this and lower it some more. Probably benefit from slowing down this a little bit. So gonna shorten the scroll line. And let's see if that's better. No, that's not what it is. I need to, excuse me, I need to make these earlier. Make these start lowering earlier. So at about here, like half of them will be raised, and then half of them will start to get lowered as the other half does it. So we can play around with it some more, see if that kind of does the effect that we want. If I want this gap to be a little bigger, then I can go ahead and synchronize things, so I don't have to keep moving that destination separately. But we can go ahead and move these earlier just a little bit. Maybe this will do the trick. And this seems pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully you get the idea. Now, another thing you can do, and this is fun, this is a way to cut out the middleman, but it's going to be a lot more restricted, and you'll see. So for this action, the first one, the second one will stay the same. But for this first action, one thing you can do is make the target the shortest lower texture. So my texture that I have in here, let me see how tall it is. It's 256 height. So you'll want something that's shorter than that. I guess for our purposes we had it at 64. So I guess we can like select all of these lines and make this that 64 height texture. And this will cut out the middleman. And we'll get a similar effect. But yeah, see, it's quite different because of the texture itself. Maybe it loops twice or something, but anyway, you'll see this is just kind of something you'll have to work around if you want to use that option. But it does take out the middleman if you don't have to do those control sectors, and it's a little bit better. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that. Until next time, peace.